Hello there and welcome back to the Cozy Club, my friends. Season 2 of the Summoner Showdown has been announced and the character list has been released on what characters we can use in the upcoming showdown. Guys, on today's video, we're going to break down the first group of characters. The second group is going to be on a video coming out tomorrow, but I've got some great news for y'all. They've listened to the feedback, and instead of requiring gear 4, 5, and 6 for all of the characters in kind of the ongoing season, they're now only going to require Gear 3, Star Level 3, free-to-play community. Rejoice, rejoice. It looks like everyone's going to be able to play this game mode a whole lot more. So again, guys, on today's video, just like on the first season, I'm going to go through all the characters in that first group, break them down and how I think they're going to perform in the showdown, and which ones you guys should start kind of studying, practicing with, and making teams for. Y'all looking forward to seeing what the next season rewards are, as this is definitely one of the most rewarding game modes in the game, and if you're not playing it, you're missing out on some really easy rewards. So with all that, let's go ahead and jump into the first character group of season 2 and begin today's video. As you guys can see from this graphic here, this is the entire list of Group 1 for the Summoner Showdown, and we've got them highlighted in yellow if they're going to give you a bonus, and this time we have some that are highlighted in blue, and that is going to indicate if we're going to see them in each and every showdown, as the ones in blue will be in every single one. So Merlin, Robin Hood, Mulan, Judy Hopps, Gizmo, Duck, Vanellope, and sadly Shank, they're all going to be available to use in each and every showdown. But let's go ahead and start making our way through Group 1's list, starting out with Captain Jack Sparrow, who, if we have seen them before, I'll quickly go through a recap. But Captain Jack Sparrow, guys, MVP of the showdown, really powerful character here in Summoner Showdown, as he has a 2 charm with his adjacent charming, a great AoE, and pretty solid basic. We're gonna have to see how he performs without Barley, but definitely should be very solid. Next up, we've got Shank, and Shank is arguably one of the worst characters and one of my least favorite characters in this game, as she doesn't do a lot. Now, I will say that Shank is going to be pretty fast, so kind of like Hermes, she might get a lot of turns. She's going to give haste around a lot, and, you know, you can style for miles if that's your thing. Being candid about it, Shank just doesn't do enough. Not in the showdown, not in regular PvP. There's not a lot that she's going to offer outside of kind of what Hermes had, and that's just being really fast. So she might get some extra damage because she has some decent speed under her belt, but unless you're all about style for miles, you know, Shank is definitely not going to be a crazy character to use. A lot of us will have her as you're prepping for the Wreck-It Ralph Legendary, so that's nice, but I feel like they're like memeing us here, or kind of just like poking at us, giving us Hermes and Shank in back-to-back showdowns. They're just, no. I still don't want to use her. I'm going to be forced to use her, but still not one of the best characters by any means. Her passive's good, but has way too long of a cooldown. Next up is going to be Randall, and I am super pumped about using Randall Boggs in this showdown. I think Randall's going to surprise some people, and I think he'll be pretty solid. I think we ranked him in the B tier on the tier list. He's got a 2-turn silence, which is going to be pretty advantageous in the Summoner Showdown. He also has ways to remove turn meter, which is definitely important. He can go stealth and hit pretty solid damage. I expect Randall to be on a lot of teams, and he's one of the few villains within this first group. Unlike last time, we don't have Corella, so we don't need a ton of villain synergy. Corella kind of relied on that synergy, but not so much with this group. Randall should be pretty solid all around. Next, we have Gizmo Duck, who I'm already calling is going to be one of the MVPs of the Summoner Showdown. I think because of this guy, we're going to have a lot more matches that take a while. This whole group, guys, is a lot different than the first group. Within the first season, we had a lot of great unused characters, but not a lot of damage dealers. Whereas this time, we have a ton of great characters, some good damage dealers, and then a lot of great sustaining characters like Gizmo. Now, the way I think they are planning on kind of evening this out is because Gizmo won't have a ton of tech characters to synergize with. However, with the blinds and with purging, and he does it all and is a huge wall of a tank, Gizmo is going to definitely be one you want to take up to gear level 3 and star level 3 if you haven't already. Next, we have Jasmine. Quickly, guys, Raja, Jasmine, really great in the showdown with the lack of purging and the damage they can do together. Jasmine is definitely pretty solid, and I think that she's going to be great again in this showdown as well. Once we keep going through, you know, I don't know if it'll be as great because we have much more characters that can handle Raja, but I do think Jasmine will still be a pretty solid character through the entire showdown. Anna is going to be the next character we are going to talk about, and I will be honest, I am surprised that she's even in the showdown. When we made the tier list, I don't even think I put her in it because I thought to myself, there's no way they put her there. Anna's going to be a powerhouse. She calls people to assist. She gives away crazy turn meter to adjacent allies. With This Is the Way, she does huge AoE bombs of just offense down to control the enemy. She's got a solid leadership ability. Anna is going to be yet another great character. And again, you guys are already seeing this. The biggest difference between this showdown and the last is we're getting more leaderships to use with our characters here, and Anna will definitely be very advantageous with all of the debuffs and buffs that she gives out. Big Bad Wolf. BB dubs here, guys. Big Bad Wolf is going to be insane. He is like a Zerg light. He doesn't excel all too much within regular PvP due to his kind of lack of speed. But those that have not had the luxury to take him up to Gear 8, get excited because you're going to be using one of the powerhouses of this showdown. And let me tell you why. He's one of the few villains in here. Like I said, there's not a lot, but the Big Bad Wolf is going to do extra damage to hero characters, which is the majority of this showdown. Big Bad does insane damage, up to 35% extra damage. All of his abilities have something built in there that if it goes against a hero character, it's going to do something a little bit more. He has an AoE clearing move that can get rid of taunts and put defense down. And then in sheep's clothing is Zerg's vision, crazy good. You're going to be able to eliminate a character, and if you kill that character, you get yet another turn back to back. So Big Bad Wolf again is going to be very, very important for the showdown and probably one of the premier attackers for this season. Merlin is making his way back, and we already know how he performs. Guys, big cleanser, big stun. Merlin's a big deal and definitely a difference maker within the showdown. If you didn't use him in the first season, make sure you get him for the next one. He definitely makes a strong difference between winning and losing and getting rid of all those harmful effects on the field. The Horned King is returning, guys. I think a lot of people got used to him in the first showdown and think he's not going to be as good in this next season. However, he does have a nice kind of flanking self-healing move, which works very well. Good healing, and he's pretty quick, all things said and done. So he'll be all right. I think he's going to be, again, less stellar than the first season. The secret is about to be out about Judy Hopps. I don't know how so many people don't realize that Judy is a premier character in this game that is only going to get better as it continues to grow the downtown hero faction. I will say this, guys, Judy does not have a lot of health. In fact, some of the lowest in the game. However, Judy's leadership is going to be throwing out stuns and making your team dang near impossible to hit in every showdown. We have plenty of downtown heroes like Daisy Duck, and somehow they thought it would be a good idea to have Judy Hopps and Vanellope in every single showdown. Get ready to see a lot of dodging and a lot of evasion. This is going to be a headache to deal with. Judy is just insane of a character, putting out some massive AoE slows, huge Moana hitting chaining damage, and overall kind of putting her with the downtown heroes is probably going to be the elite teams within the showdown. We're going to have the teams put together week over week, but for now we're going through these characters. Expect Judy to lead the field on a majority of the teams as her leadership is crazy. The brother slaying lion, my boy Scar, is going to be in the next showdown as well. Scar was great. Scar and the hyenas output a ton of damage. The blinds, I really enjoyed using Scar within the showdown, and it felt good using him without being completely demolished. He actually feels kind of balanced in this game mode. Hyenas are awesome. They do a lot to help out. And I think, again, I think Scar is going to be pretty solid overall. Genie makes a return. And if you used him, you already know Genie was one of the MVPs of the first season. His basic just hits like a truck. And he gets so many turns in comparison to normal PvP. Regular PvP, he doesn't get that many turns. Whereas in the Summoner Showdown, he can just keep on stacking that basic damage. Every time you hit that same target, he's going to continue to do more and more damage on them. I don't know. I think Genie's definitely going to be, again, a premier damage dealer. There's just a lot of different threats on this particular showdown. Quasimodo MVP man right here. You heard of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is the MVP man right here. This guy is crazy. He is annoying as all hell. He protects, he shields, he clears out buffs, he does great damage, he counterattacks. If you don't have Quasi at 3-star, get him now because he's definitely one of the best within the showdown. All right, now at this point, I feel like I'm saying these are all going to be such great choices, and it's because they truly are. In comparison to the first season with like Hopper and Hermes as your choices, you have Robin Hood here, and if you saw my tier list and my explanation of how I think Robin Hood will be, Robin is going to be a game changer. And I think Robin Hood, he's dang near close to being a game changer in just regular PvP with the Rise of the Kingdom faction. Robin Hood giving and opening the entire battle with a flanking guaranteed crit to your entire flanking row. Man, you pair this up with some of your stronger hitters on the field, and Robin Hood is going to be clutch. Now, on top of that, Trick Shot just deals some insane damage, you guys. You've seen some of my videos on Robin. His damage is pretty crazy. It does bonus damage the higher the health is. Great opening move. His passive is going to be perfect with Ana. Robin Hood, man, I'm just excited for people to use this guy. I even put a speed piece on him because I can't wait. I think he's going to dominate straight up. Staying in the line of the Kingdom faction, we have yet another very strong character in Mulan being available for the showdown. Mulan has silence. She has great turn meter reduction. If you leave her alive long enough, she's going to end up probably winning you some games with Fiery Distraction, and just an incredible move and an incredible skill set. Mulan and Robin Hood both fall in the same camp that they're great in just normal play, but in the showdown, they're just going to be enhanced times like 100. I think Mulan is again going to be a solid character. Now, we don't have a ton of princess characters, so we'll have to see, but I do know that when Jasmine and Raja assist each other, Mulan will also have a chance to assist with her basic. I can see a lot of creative teams, and in fact, I really think on this particular showdown, we're going to see some creative, amazing theory crafting, guys. I'm excited to put these teams together, and we're going to be doing that probably next week. Oh yeah, I forgot too. Merida was one of the community vote characters, and I'm pretty sure she's going to win. Okay, Mulan plus Jasmine plus Merida, you got yourself a pretty dang solid team just with them alone. In fact, you could put them together with maybe Ana, Robin Hood. I don't know. I think the princesses are going to do really well in this showdown as just a faction that doesn't even need a lead to really share that synergy and provide a lot of viability for their team. Daisy Duck, Daisy Duck. So Daisy was one of the better characters as well. Her ability to increase buffs is just not to be overlooked, especially with the taunting out there and the big time damage dealers. Bottom line, she's just crazy good within the showdown, and I just expect her to be the same. She's going to be great and a good plug and play for just about any team. Okay, here is the Moana of this group, and it is Merida. Now, I picked Merida to be in here because she's winning by a landslide in the vote. If you don't know, you can vote on the official Discord for what group of characters you want. They give you 3 choices, and Merida was one of them. And Merida's damage is going to be hilarious to watch against other teams. Her basic attack, if you don't know, is where she's going to shine. She can hit 3 characters at once with some big time damage. She has princesses to go with Mulan and Jasmine. I mean, I see there being 20-second battles with Merida in here. I think she's going to be crazy OP in here, crazy broken, but in a good way. I can't wait. I'm just pumped to do some of my recap rounds. I feel like these are going to be some of the most interesting showdowns to watch. And this season is going to probably put season 1 to complete shame just by the roster alone. It's going to also be a lot harder just through the entire thing. Let's keep moving on. We've got ourselves Miguel, and I know a lot of you guys are thinking that Miguel, oh boy, he's, gonna be nuts, but there's not a lot of mythicals. I think he's gonna instantly boost up people like Horn King that are mythical, but even without having mythicals, The guy's got a turn meter increase. He's got a full AoE cleanse. He's got purging on his basic. He can stay alive really easy. Miguel is going to be a good leader to kind of slot with any team. Maybe put 1 or 2 mythicals with him. Put some other people in the front. You have big time cleansing and healing. Yeah, you guys already... Miguel's great. You already know this. And he's going to continue to dominate. We've got my boy, Prince Eric. And Eric, we've been kind of spotlighting a lot on my Twitch streams. I think ever since they fixed his crit bug, he's a lot better. Eric can do a lot of great things on the battlefield. And he's going to be a very annoying tank to deal with as he's very, very beefy. He's got some good damage dealing. And he can also synergize with the Oceanics well. We're going to have to see how he does without Oceanics, but giving the entire team defense and getting the entire team crit immunity is going to be pretty important, especially with the Robin Hoods out there kind of trying to counterplay him. His passive is great, both his passive to give him turn meter and then Max reducing turn meter. That's going to be great. Max is going to be wonderful to go against those Randall Bogs out there and those Miguels because it prefers the stealth. I think Prince Eric's going to be probably one of the better tanks within this showdown, and I'm excited to use him and see how he works overall. And last but definitely 100% not least, we have Vanellope. And Vanellope is going to straight up outrace, out damage, and just destroy people in this showdown. I don't know if they thought that because she doesn't have Ralph that she won't be as good. Vanellope can carry matches by herself and by her sheer speed. I mean, by the time she scores that high score way up there, she is just zooming, man. Just absolutely zooming. Her speed is through the roof. Candy Cane Clobber is just going to smack people for some heavy damage. Wow. Now, you guys might have noticed I did not address Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt, and we've got a question mark character, which I'm guessing is either going to be another Jungle Cruise character or just a new character altogether. We're going to address them on the next video with Group 2, as there's a lot more adventures with that faction, and kind of want to talk about them grouped in with that group. We're not going to repeat and talk about the same characters, so if you're looking for more information and how I think they're going to do, you guys can check that out on the next video that we have coming to you. I mean, guys, going through all of these characters, we have so many viable characters this showdown, and I want to kind of hear from you guys in the comments below. Do you like a showdown with less stellar characters, or do you like that you have A, more flexibility, and then B, you have access to characters that, you know, you probably have already farmed? Let me know down in the comments below, but I'm pretty dang pumped, guys. But again, this is going to be the group 1 of this group. We went through all of the characters in my initial first impressions. We're going to be doing some team guides, team building, and really prepping you guys up. Because again, if you're skipping the showdown, I don't know why. You're just being lazy, I'll be honest, because the rewards are so great and it doesn't take all that much effort out there outside of trying to, I don't know, wake up in the middle of the night to play some of these showdowns. Man, I really do hope they add at least one more slot of time, but guys, thank you so much for checking out today's video. Go and check tomorrow's video for the next wave of characters. Y'all know what to do. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Cozy Club, and until next time, stay cozy.